Hello everyone. So welcome back to the our Workday series. So in this series, we will be talking about and there are various what are the different options in Workday, what are the different modules of Workday, and we will continue with our future sessions as per the your need. Again, it is a very good opportunity to learn beyond success factor because earlier all the sessions whatever I covered, this was mostly on SAP success factor. But now today onwards, along with the success factors, we will be also having a sessions on Workday, and it will be available in our Success Labs Academy, right? So that was a promise, and also many requests I have received from various students. So that we will continue. Okay. So now let's start the session. Before that, let me share my screen. Before that, let me So hope you're able to see my screen. I will be going to a little bit top. So this is the Workday community. So you can see that this is you can log in using community.workday.com. So right. So if you see here in this, what are the different modules that are here? You can see that we have core human capital management, when we have learning. So core human capital management, that's equivalent to your SAP Success Factor Employee Central. And similarly, we also have a compensation module. So I'll be just giving a comparative review so that you'll be able to relate to it, people who are coming from success factor background, right? Compensation, we do have also a compensation management in the success factor as well. Then absence management, the equivalent to Employee Central time off, time management. So here are routing. One is absence management, and another is a time tracking. Then we do have a recruiting. It is similar to our talent, your candidate experience and recruiter experience combined together in success factor. Similarly, we do have a learning module that is equivalent to success factor learning. And we do have a payroll equivalent to employee central payroll in success factor. Then we do have a talent. Also, it has a like all other talent modules like your performance management, career development, planning, and all those stuff, right? So this is how a typical Workday community looks like. And now, without any further delay, we will be going to the system. And I will, from the system only, I will be driving the theory to understand how does it look like and all those stuff, right? So let me go to the system and I will show you here that how do I've already logged into the system. So I will go to the options here in the menu bar. Then in that menu bar, we will be seeing there are different sections, like we do have a directory, HR operations, HR technology, team performance, team employee documents, all the stuffs are here, right? So similarly, what I will do, I will be searching for the top, let's say, functional area. What is functional area? Maintain functional area. I will be searching for it. So it is like, if you have remembered in SAP HCM, we have business functions. Similarly, in success factors, we had different activation in the provisioning part, right? So very similar to that. We do not have a provisioning concept in your Workday, similar to your success factor, but we do have something called functional area. Functional area is nothing but what are the different modules you are going to activate. Okay. So what I'm going to do in this, you will be seeing there are different functional areas, like we have Workday student, HCM, because Workday also different modules, like other than the HR also, it has a student management solutions, right? So you can see because we are not going to implement that. So for that reason, these are not activated. So from a HR point of view, we can see whatever is relevant. So you can see that there are modules related to which are relevant Workday payroll, right? Suppose we are implementing Workday benefits, then it's for that reason we can see it is activated here. It is enabled here. Okay. And what does it include? If you can see in the benefits, what are the mods, sub module or subcategory you can see, and what are the things you can do. And we can see here like these are mostly US driven benefits and all evidence for insurability and all those stuff. Similarly, what are the benefit related business processes it is also covering, right? So very clearly. So it is more of a Workday functionality is driven by business processes. So I don't have to explain what is the business processes because already you are familiar with some other product like SuccessFactors, Oracle, and all. So you might be knowing this will remain the same across the product, right? So the different whatever the products you use, this business process is going to the same, but how you are doing it that will be different, right? So that's the key thing we have to understand, right? So here, as we're implementing for Canada payroll, you can see Canada payroll is been activated here. Similarly, HCM talent optimization, we can see so this is one of the key solution in Workday career and development planning. It is all about career development, including development items, potential assessment, review career, job interest, mentorship, all those stuff are here. Okay, so this is your part of your domains, Workday solutions only. And it contains, these are different business processes like assessing the team's potential, assessing your potential, complete additional evaluation for development plan. Okay, so these are very similar to a CDP module, we can see. So here we can see self-service career hub, self-service career hub job profiles, self-service connections. So self-service delete development item, all those things are here. Okay, so all are related to your career related stuff. Okay, so this is something we have seen talent optimization module. Okay, so these are different business processes and these are the different domains. Okay, so let's say I will be choosing for a particular domain. I'd like to see more about it. You can see this is a compare mentor domain. Okay, and it grants access to the compare mentors report, and it is part of functional area to functional areas like career development planning and worker profile and skills, right? So this is the scenario here. Okay, so after understanding this, so what are the different security group? Security group is nothing but our very similar to the RBP concept in SuccessFactors, role-based permissions. Okay, so here we do have public groups, roles, supervisory, self-service worker, on-constraint groups. So domain is something which you have seen might have in the SuccessFactors learning also, we had a concept of a domain, right? Domain restrictions, right? Workday also uses similar kind of a terminology here in the domains here, right? So here, if you see in any of the domain, there is a 3 dot. If you like to explore more about it, right? Suppose I'm mentoring, okay? So I will just go here and see what does it mean, right? This domain provides workers self-service access to view, add, and manage their mentorships. Okay, so mentoring, management, and all it is provides. Similarly, the opportunity graph. Okay, so it will provide an opportunity graph which allows historical job profile transitions. What are the job profiles you have worked in the current organization or previous current organization only. So all those details you'll be finding in the job profiles and all. So again, this is very interesting, right? So this is an overall process. We'll be going one by one. We'll not be going through one by one, but whenever you have some time, you can also go through what are the modules you are focusing on. It is not possible to cover each and everything, but whatever solution, what the solution you are working on, you can focus on that. And this is a starting point where exactly you can see that whether it is activated or not, right? So this is something very interesting. So whenever, just like in SAP HCM or in the SAP SuccessFactors, we do in SAP HCM, we had business functions. Similarly, we had here called functional areas. These are called functional area, right? So this is easy to remember. I hope it is clear for everyone. So similarly, we have multiple functional area, career hub under, so Workday solution talent optimization. Under that, we do have a career hub job profiles. What does it do? It enables workers to access development suggestions, explore their career opportunities, allow workers link to their plan. So all these things they can do it, right? Similarly, the finance we are not dealing with because we are more focusing on this series only for HR. So this is something finance people will be doing, they will be using. So this is interesting. My favorite module, learning, as you know. Learning management system in SuccessFactors we also had. Similarly, this is the one for Workday. For to activate the learning module, this is where you have to go and you have to enable it. Okay. So this is called Cloud Connect for Learning. Okay. So learning is a Workday solution, and inside that we have a functional area, Cloud Connect. So it will be importing the third-party content providers. Okay. Whatever the course from third party like Coursera, Udemy, whatever. So those providers details you can bring in, and you can manage external tracking data, external content, right? So you can set up all those things, right? So this is a learning point of view. Now coming to the next one. This is your HCM core compensation module. So you can add compensation plan, you can add allowances, calculate to system will calculate the allowances, compensation, hourly compensation, hourly commission, everything, right? So now coming to the payroll, it is not like SAP. SAP has a 100 plus countries localization, but Workday is present is limited to 4 countries: US, Canada, France, and UK. But wherever there is a global deployment, they partner with some third-party vendors and all. They can integrate with Workday. So that's the kind of approach they are following at this moment. So this is where if you want to implement Workday solution for payroll, then actually you have to activate this solution. So you have to enable this box here. Okay. So this is something you can see the business processes. We have all this business process like assigning a pay group for position, all this stuff are here, right? Similarly, the core financials is not our scope of work. So I will be again just focusing on HCM part. HCM, we have duplicate management. There is the functional area. Like if you're having any duplicate records, how to merge it and all. So this is again a functional area in Workday, right? Similarly, we do have expense learning. We have extended enterprise for learning. This is for external users. Let's say outside of your organization, your vendors, suppliers, or any alumni. If you are giving access to your learning system, then you can utilize this. You can activate this functional area, right? So now let's see what else is required for us. Headcount planning. We have not activated, but we can do that. We can manage headcount planning and all those stuff here, right? This is something all comes under maintain functional areas, right? So similarly, we have core financials. This is not our scope. Innovation service. So this is the overall understanding. You do have this is an onboarding module, right? It is a US specific. You can see all the I-9 forms and onboarding setup and everything, right? It's in a US onboarding. Organization and roles, right? This is again how this organization structured. This is also enable payroll interface, right? So if you are having any third-party payroll, right? So it can connect with the third-party payroll. People experience is the kind of homepage what we see in the Workday, right? Similarly, performance enablement, right? This is a performance enablement. This is equivalent to PM, performance management module in SuccessFactors. Here you can all the details, all the business processes which are related to your performance management cycles that actually covered here, right? So you can see all those details, cascading, calibration, assessing the potential, right? Similar, the personal data, this is your people profile in your similar to your SuccessFactors. You can bring in those personal info. You can update your personal information, national ID, gender, date of birth, marital status, right? Contact information, public profile, all those stuff you can do. Similarly, here we do have, we can set up, this is something not relevant for us. So there's a pre-hire process. This is also part of the Workday. Similarly, we have project tracking. This is not our scope. For recruiting, it is already enabled. You can see that. This is again candidate point of view. You can see all the candidates, global search, candidate communication, right? So they could have done it a better way. So this will be recruiting. Instead, if it is specific to candidate, they could have done it a candidate profile, something like that, just like SuccessFactors does it. This is a reporting, all kind of a reporting module, regulatory compliance, right? So I think this is a system health. So this is the generic one, talent pipelines. This is a succession related. Okay, so as I was talking about succession management, succession planning, right? So you can see like they have a search comparison, collect talent information, perform talent assessment. These are all part of your talent pipeline, functional area, time off and leave is a very important one. Absence management, leave management, all those leave. Okay. So time off and leave, there are two things. Leave of absence are two things. In US, we have time off is for short-term leave, and leave of absence is for mostly long-term leave. It can be like your paternity, maternity leave, your can be sabbatical leave. Those are actually called a leave of absence, but short-term are actually called a time off, right? So this is something we can configure. You can see that. Time tracking. So this is more of a like day-to-day or time sheets and all. So you'll be time tracking, you'll be updating your scheduling. Okay, and the manager can schedule, reschedule whatever is needed. And it can be also integrated with your Workday payroll, right? So that is something. Yeah. So time tracking calculations also, like your all kind of overtime saved, minimum, maximum hours, all those things you can do it, right? So time tracking hub, they call it, right? So you have to can enter your time. It will be importing, okay, time blocks and all. This is part of this. Workday payroll, as I was saying, this have been limited to 4 countries, and this is a UK. If you're implementing for UK, then these are the different domains like HMRC, P45. These are all part of your UK process. Okay, X code, uplift event, all those stuff, right? Similarly, for if you're implementing for US, this is the thing which you have to activate. It will be taking care of all the statutory details requirement for the US government, tax collections, state and local without elections, all the stuff, right? Then worker profile. So worker profile and skills, this is again part of your Workday. This mentoring part, you can see, you can compare mentor, compare workers, you can manage your external skills. It will provide you all the worker data reporting as well. Okay, so enabling the service, right? So they use this kind of a terminology. Add gig member means your contractual employee, contractual hire, give award and activity, give feedback. Okay, so there are so many things are here, you can see. So I'm not going to, these are all transactional level, they're all at a business process level, right? Manage education, manage hours, manage certifications, manage competency. So all these are part of this particular functional area called worker profile and skills, right? So similarly, there is some concept of work tax. Okay, so basic organization you can enable, can set up those basic organization work tax and you can enable so that the value will go and it can configure all the details, primary, additional, required, all kind of taggable transaction types, right? So concept of tagging is also not only limited to social media. Workday also follows similar kind of a concept. Yeah. So this is something we have to understand. Okay. So I think this is more or less we have covered. Okay. What are all those concepts and all. So we will stop here. In the next session, we will continue with a new topic in Workday, and we will continue this series as usual. And it will be available only in my Diamond membership. And in YouTube also, it will be in the people who are member of paid member, they will be getting this access. Okay. Thank you very much for joining in. See you next in the upcoming session.